What comes to mind when you hear the word migration?
Migration? Honestly, like animals in Africa migrating in herds.
Being an immigrant, going to like, being an immigrant, like going to a different country and all that. Yeah.
Like the Great Migration. Yeah, that's what I think about.
Birds migrating for the seasons and going away from the cold.
When people think of animal migrations, they think of these routine, age-old journeys that animals make to their breeding grounds or to escape cold weather. But recently a new form of migration has begun to unfold. Species have gradually been shifting their ranges to avoid climate threats like drought, warming temperatures, and habitat loss. Given the rising intensity of climate change, natural adaptation to these challenges is proving insufficient, and migration has become the only answer for many species. This does not bode well for certain beings, like trees, for example. They're stagnant, their feet are in the ground. To aid trees and other species in meeting their needs of mobility, ecologists have begun developing a new conservation tactic known as assisted migration. Assisted migration involves transplanting trees or spreading their seeds in new areas which have been deemed more suitable for their survival. The goal is to help the species escape climatic stressors and establish themselves in new environments where they can continue to thrive. Assisted migration is fairly controversial. A lot of people are still of the mind that the best things that humans can do for the environment is leave it alone. And this is true in some cases. With assisted migration, the biggest concern is the risk of introducing invasive species, that by relocating a tree species, we might cause harm to the receiving environment. But I think that people are too quick to vilify foreignness and equate being non-native with being invasive without actually seeing if that's true. And it can't be ignored that migration is natural and it is extremely common. It's everywhere. A biotic mixing has occurred around the globe to the point where it's hard to say where anything is really from. Moose are considered native across the entire northern hemisphere, and pigeons are found on every continent except Antarctica. Is it possible that the real issue is our lack of connection with the Earth? The Onondaga people, native to what is now the northeastern United States, believed that in return for the gifts of the Earth, humans had the responsibility of caring for her, for the non-human people. Unfortunately, we have mutilated our reciprocal relationship with the Earth. We've taken what we want, and we've exhausted her of her resources, her gifts. We've abandoned her as caregivers. And so I don't think that we can afford to be passive in our conservation and expect the Earth to heal itself. We have to minimize negative change by actively making positive change.
Restorative justice. The notion that our work is to regain balance, make things right again through acts of reciprocity.
All the science is there. Science is already there. Science has proven that we are in a crisis. And what we have to do now is act on this crisis. We can't let things like just abandon things. Hopefully they will go back to what they were before, because that's not going to happen. Why? Because there's people that are still harming the environment. So we have to take action.
La conservación no es algo estático, sino que tiene que ser siempre algo dinámico. Tú no puedes conservar un ecosistema como conservas un castillo, porque un castillo es más o menos igual, aunque hay que reponer alguna pieza, pero la naturaleza continuamente cambia por diferentes razones. Entonces, conservación no es algo estático, es algo dinámico y es algo que no en todas, pero en la mayoría de las situaciones debería incluir a la gente. La gente contribuye a la conservación y la conservación contribuye a la gente.